morning, Daniel and TR.
Good morning.
Happy holiday to both of you.
You
Oh,
too.
wait, last one. There.
Hello.
Congratulations on the second season of The Bravest Knight. Daniel, what does it mean to you to be able to get a second season to tell these stories?
It feels like a special vote of confidence from Hulu that they want to continue this story. And as kind of as Theo was saying recently, that as the state of the world as it is, it's a little bit heartening to hear that there's still an audience for this kind of story and that we can push forward with it. It's been a 5-year journey to make this second season, so there's also just a bit of joy and relief that we made it, honestly.
And for you, TR, what does it mean to be able to play Sir Cedric again and to be part of this?
I loved being a part of season one so much so that, that after a certain amount of time passes, you just think, oh, well, maybe it's just not, maybe that was the end of this story. So to be surprised with the call for season two and to get to, when was it, February that we were recording?
I think it was January. January.
January of last year.
Yeah.
So to be able to, be in the room again together, and then now to see all, the artist's work is, it's pretty, I don't know. It's a great feeling. I don't know if I have, if I'm caffeinated enough to find the right words, but it's a wonderful surprise. And on a bigger scale, it's really heartening to to know that it has more of a life.
One of the things was I didn't necessarily sometimes when I go into these series, I don't go into a synopsis or what's going on really. I just jump right in. And I'm glad I did because I didn't realize that it was a story really of Nia with two dads. And
Mhm.
the way that it was told, it was brilliantly. It was done in such a way where it just really makes it easy for the kids. It really made me think of my experience with my daughter when she was around the age that she was for this kind of show. I was really lucky enough. Two of my best friends, they're a lesbian couple, but they were our best friends. So she grew up seeing that as a normal, healthy relationship, despite the fact that I still have family members around me who would be very, very much against it. And so the fact that now my daughter in middle school, going to high school very soon, has that kind of acceptance and sees it as as a normal thing really makes me happy. And I feel like The Bravest Knight really sets that up for a lot of kids as well. Can you talk about how important it is to you, for both of you, to be able to showcase the series in that sort of light?
Thanks for sharing that story. I think that's a beautiful thing. I think kids media at its best is doing that for people who don't have it in their personal life, people who might be fed hate from a young age. It's kind of a beautiful obligation we have to give a different point of view, one about acceptance and embracing people that honestly I didn't see much myself growing up, and that doesn't mean they weren't there. It means that I wasn't, privy to friendships, partners, people that I would otherwise have in my life. I think if everyone were living in a world that we could be open and honest from the start, and I think that the show aims to represent as many different people as we can because everything's stronger and better that way. Always has been, always will be.
For you, TR?
I think s- something happens in with the person that when this word normal gets thrown around, when you are told that you are not, when it is, and then the other version, abnormal. And then, even finding out at my ripe old age of 51 is to find out how much, like, for instance, in the animal kingdom, when, you find out how, it is not abnormal. It's normal. We are normal.
Hmm?
And this inaccuracy that is still so pervasive. You know, I think that there are two things going on, right? There's fear that there's fear because you know, it's just unknown, or it's unfamiliar, and some people are just a little scared of the unfamiliar, in whatever that may be. But then there's also something a little more craven at work from people, for people who don't have that lack of knowledge. It's purposeful, and that's so damaging. And so it's not to get too down on it, but it's just, there's something that got hit with me just now when that word normal is just being,
Mm.
that it is still so hard for, because of what's been, because of the lies that have been told, that it's so hard to, it's just a word that I would love to put in a giant slingshot and just stretch it as far as my little tiny biceps can pull it, and then just let it go, and just catapult it. And it's damaging. It's very damaging. And so anyway, and so it's that damage is something that I still feel to this day. And you know, as we walk through life, my husband and I walk through life, that's just not a part of the, you know, it's just, it's the vilifying is it's something that, as I was younger and when I was growing up, I just really thought was going to disappear. I was naive enough to think like, oh, well, people will, more information, more knowledge, people will change. And to see that some people just don't want to change and don't want others to change, and that's frustrating. I hope I didn't bring this down.
No, I
Sorry.
hear you. It's important to have that conversation and to hear about it. Why a show like this, like the Bravest Knight, could help and change some of those little minds, because you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to relate to because who doesn't want to be a knight? And so we're seeing what kind of traits we're going through the storytelling and through all these other characters and cameos. While Sean is my favorite cameo you guys have this season, just because of his roles in the past. You hear his voice, he's usually a villain, and not a great guy. So, just a real quick, tell me a little bit about the storytelling, how you pick some of these stories, and some of the journeys that we see Cedric go through in his young age.
So there's this overarching journey over the course of multiple seasons that we're going to see Cedric go on, and then parallelly, we're going to see Nia going through a journey to becoming a full-fledged knight as well. But the Kingdom of Loria that we created, it's based on fairy tale world, but the fairy tale characters that you know and love, like Rumpelstiltskin, who Wallace Shawn plays, have already been part of their story. So we're seeing them after the fact. Like Hansel and Gretel have already defeated the witch, so now they own the house, the candy house, and they're constantly fighting over it. The giant from Jack and the Beanstalk, he's now running a fair and moving the Ferris wheel in his spare time. Things like that, where all the fairy tale tropes are brought in, but hopefully in a new way, which is
Yeah,
very fun to write.
yeah, even me as an adult had a lot of fun with it. Basically my favorite character is Grunt. I think he's really funny. Has little jokes there for some of the parents. That was great. Daniel, TR, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for chatting with me. TR, really quick, my daughter is going through her first Grey's Anatomy journey, and she has no idea yet. She has
Oh,
no idea.
oh my gosh. That's amazing. And how old is she again?
She's 14. She's gonna be turning 14 in a couple of days.
That's amazing.
But
Wish her a
she's
happy birthday. Wish her a happy
oh,
birthday.
thank you. I'll tell her. But yeah, you're still there, and she has
Yeah.
no
Oh,
clue.
oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time and your insight, your comments, and I hope to chat with you again.
Thanks so much.